Okay. Yeah. Copy link. Share. Because of course you have to share. Sharing is caring. Yeah. Hearts. 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 Of course you give me a captcha. Why wouldn't you? Yeah, no, that's fine. No, just make it illegible so, you know, the robots can't read it. That's great. Yeah, okay. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, something went wrong. Of course it did. Something always goes wrong, you know? Yeah, something can't go right. Going right would be bad. Alright. Yeah, I think that's it. Have I done it? He's probably done it, you know? Audio doesn't look too bad. Yeah. Okay. Only been streaming for 2 minutes waiting. Gotta go left. Well, you know, 3 rights make a left. So, 100%, yeah, celebration. I think we are ready. Hey there. Hi there. Hyde here. Back at it. Again. For another Zatsu-Sweeper. Again. Because, you know, we're real original these days. Let me get my notes up for a second here, yeah? Yeah, okay. So, this is what, the 6th one we've done already? We are really ready? Yeah, we're ready. Yeah, I think we are. I mean, OBS is saying that everything's ready. All of my, audio seems okay. Like, I turned up the gain, like the physical gain, on my microphone a little bit. I really don't like doing that, but hopefully, it's a bit louder for you, because I'm gonna be a bit quieter tonight. I'm still, for whatever reason, recovering from whatever this cold was. Like, maybe it wasn't a cold, but, you know, I still have some, yeah, hi Lila. Hope you finally win Minesweeper. Yeah, I hope so too. Mana Song! I can't, I'm too dead. Hi, Night Hyde. Well, good night, Mana Song. I mean, I appreciate you being here, saying hi. I get it. Daylight savings time, right? Yeah, I'm an hour behind pretty much everyone else now. Because apparently my agrarian forefathers said, I like the sun too much. Can we do something about that? And personally, I really wouldn't care if we didn't do anything about it. But I do like the farmers around here, right? Hi Lila and Mana. Less than 3, 9. Yeah. So that's basically what it is. If you have any kind of weird issues with the timing, let me know. I might be able to get some wiggle room in there. Stream at the usual time for you people. I don't know if you have daylight savings time there, wherever you are. Out there in the void. Yeah. You know, it's very strange, like this lingering sickness that I've had. It's been what, like 3-4 weeks now? I'm pretty sure it was 2 sicknesses. Yeah, okay. That's a lot of hearts. Like, oh, thank you. Thank you, Mana. Okay, he's probably gone, but thank you if you're still here. I saw that. Yeah, I have two monitors, technically. If, you include an iPad as a monitor. I'm feeling the hearts today. I don't feel the hearts today, mister. No. Yeah, it certainly looks like it, and I'm glad if all of you are happy out there. That was not a cue to send hearts, but thank you. I appreciate it. What was I talking about? My sickness? Yeah, I've got that lingering sickness. And it's been for like 2 weeks now? 3 weeks? I don't know. Time all kind of blends together for Hyde. Like, he does the same things every day. There are no weekends, right? Have you had a weekend? Have you taken a break? If Hyde doesn't take his own breaks when he needs a break, he never gets one. Right? Right. So, yeah, I've been trying to take things easy. I really don't have many things left recorded, which is fine, because it seems to have worked out pretty much perfectly. That my backlog is now empty, and I'm feeling, I'd say about 85–90% better. Yeah, my voice? Maybe not ideal. I'm also a bit out of practice when it comes to talking and recording. Like, excuse me if you hear some, weird swallowing noises. I got that post-nasal drip, too. You know the kind, right? The delicious kind of post-nasal drip. Not the usual kind that smokers have. No. Yeah, probably shouldn't be talking about that, should I? Post-nasal drip. I'm sure it's relatable for some of you out there. Probably not, right? You've all had post-nasal drip at some point. Delicious kind. Yes, delicious kind. Yeah, it's not ideal. None of this, by the way, is on my notes for today. We're gonna ignore that. That was a practice round. My brain is still booting up. Like I said, it's a process of knocking all the rust off, right? I don't even want to read chat. I know you said something about it. I know you said something. I don't want to read it. I don't want to see it. I'm ignoring it. That bomb was in your notes. I was trying to ignore it. Yeah, the bomb was definitely in my notes. You didn't get to see my notes the last couple weeks, and that's because I am getting increasingly lazy with them. So I'm not sharing them so I can reuse them. Isn't that smart? Yeah, I was recommended to do that, so I am. Because that makes my life easier. Yeah. Savage, yeah, very savage. Oh. Here's one of the segues into my notes. I didn't actually, I'm out of juice boxes, right? I said that last stream, I think. Yeah, that's why I had water. I still do not have juice boxes. I have not gone to a regular grocery store, right? But I did pick up some bottles of juice. Can you hear the twist cap? I don't know if that's picking up. It might be. Ocean Spray Immunity Plus. Whatever that means. I don't know. Some kind of super berry drink. But, yeah, it seems to have zinc in it. And I think we talked about that in an earlier, I don't know, video. That zinc was something I like to have when I get sick. Not because it has any known medical benefits, because the FDA would not approve of me saying it did, but because I think it does, and therefore it does because of the placebo effect, right? That's how that works. It's kind of like a little self-fulfilling prophecy, you know? If you think it'll work, it'll work. No, you almost got me there. You almost got me. It's picking up? Good. The juice gives brain power. Yeah, you know, I really think it does. Like, if you've ever watched Death Note and you watch L, and sorry if this is, a common topic, but I think L's right. That the brain needs sugar if you're thinking a lot. I really think he is. Because the brain runs on pretty much pure glucose, right? And sucrose and glucose are both sugars. They're simple sugars, in fact. Something about the arrangement on the rings. I can't remember, it's been a long time. C6H12O6. It's how it's arranged that makes them a different simple sugar. Yeah. You like zinc and rocks too. Yeah, I do have some rare zinc minerals. I can't really tell you which ones because that would, potentially dox... Well, you know I'm EST, but that would potentially dox whereabouts EST, and probably shouldn't say more than that, yeah? They're very nice, though. They're type specimens. That's... Ooh, you see that? We got a 6. What brain? My brain melted. Yeah, I meant to talk about that last week, too. Like, people keep telling me they like my Zatsudon streams, and I keep telling them I don't have any Zatsudon streams. I only do Zatsu-Sweepers. I don't even have any, like, game content anymore. It's all Zatsu-Sweepers and shorts. And live-action stuff, right? Like, show of hands, how many people expected me to show hiking footage? That was actually very much intended for my channel when I started it. It's very weird that I haven't put up more, is the thing, you know? And you know the weirdest part? The videos that I put up for the hiking stuff, the real life stuff, it can have the crustiest video and the worst audio, and it could sound like I'm recording from a potato. And technically I am recording from a potato, right? I'm still recording from a potato right now. My PC is a potato. But, it does pretty well. Like, surprisingly well. Consistently a couple thousand views. And that really shocked me because most of the video is, like, a close-up of a tree. Or some rocks on the ground. It's very strange. Your voice sounds so different today, more EP-inducing? Yeah, it's gonna be a low-energy stream, again. I'm still not... Oh, that one hurt. I'm still not 100% recovered, which is why I haven't recorded much lately either. It's very sad. This lingering illness is just... yeah, not great. Will we have footage from all the seasons at some point? I have been meaning to go out there and hike a bit in the fall to get some of those leaf. Yeah, people like the leaves around here. I don't get it. Oh, you like the leaves, they change colors. I guess I'm spoiled, right? I grew up with the leaves changing colors. I've always seen it. That's been my whole life, except for, I don't know, about a year of it. Yeah, about a year of it I didn't see the leaves change colors. Otherwise, every single year. And I guess I am spoiled because there are a lot of trees around here. There were a lot of trees where I grew up. There were a lot of trees anywhere I lived, except for about that one year. Yeah. And, we were talking about my voice before we got on this tangent, right? Yeah, I think we were, right? Yeah? Yeah, right. Very EP-inducing. Yes. That's what you said. Why am I always unable to watch Life is Not Fair? Hey Kai, if you're watching the VOD, don't worry about it. I totally just read your tweet notification on stream. It's cool, dude. You don't have to watch. You're not obligated. Like, I appreciate anyone who tries. I appreciate anyone who just says hi. Like, you don't have to be here. You can just do your own things. Yeah. I don't have any straws. That's very sad, so I have to do that slurping manually. You know? Have you ever done a wine tasting? You're supposed to aerate. And, when you aerate what you're drinking, it really changes the flavor. Yeah. That's good manners. Of course, you're also supposed to spit it out after. And, Hyde thinks that's wasteful, you know? If you're going to go to a wine tasting, you really should drink the wine. It's very much wasteful not to. Like, who are you? Some rich wine snob going out there for a wine tasting, and you're spitting out something that probably took 5-10 years of work. Maybe even longer if you include planting the vineyard. I couldn't think of the word vineyard. My brain's really out of it lately. But yeah, who are you to do that to someone's life's work? You've got to appreciate the wine. That means you've got to consume it as it was intended, right? It's not supposed to be spit out. With T2, the slurping, not the spitting. You know what, I think you could spit out your tea if you wanted to. I don't see why not. But yeah, like a specialty tea? Yeah, you are supposed to aerate those. And I think it's the same idea. If these people have spent decades of their life perfecting a wine, or perfecting a vineyard, or, you know, just working on a bottle of wine itself, why would you spit it out? Like, it's supposed to be a drink. You drink it. That just makes no sense to me, you know? Am I the crazy one for thinking that? This is going to be a problem, but we'll get back to it. What was I talking about before that? Before the juice tangent? Oh, right, my voice. We were talking about my EP-inducing voice, as you said. Am I getting too close to my microphone? It's been a while. If I get too close, you're gonna hear some more of that S, that lingering S. Why spit it out? Maybe someone makes poisonous wines. Ha, ha, ha. Yes, it's a subtle dig. I know my wines are not palatable, because people tell me my wines are not palatable, and I tell myself the wines are not palatable. I know. It's not a dig. It doesn't hurt. Okay? It doesn't hurt. I swear. No, it really doesn't. Because at the end of the day, I drink it. Because I put the work into it. And I appreciate the effort that I put into it. That's what I'm talking about with wines, right? Ever since I started making my own wines, I really started to appreciate how much effort goes into it. You don't just put juice into a bucket and then sugar and yeast and you get wine. It's not like that. There are so many steps in between. Like, okay, yeah, you could actually just put juice and yeast and sugar into a bucket and wait a while, and you will get something that is alcoholic and fruity, hopefully, or footy. Usually footy, because you probably didn't rack it. And if you don't rack it, everything tastes like feet. Oh, I have a batch of wine that I need to rack. Timing, right? Timing. What if I'm a wine hater or from the rival vineyard? Then yeah, spit it out. Absolutely. Like, if they did something to your firstborn, spit out their wine in front of them. Make them really feel that they did something wrong. And now we are at an impasse, as it were, because we do not have any open spots. But absolutely, make your rivals and those who hate you, do not respect them. Do not respect their efforts. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Their efforts are always supposed to be respected, right? Separate the work from the people. That would be my advice to you. In case you want to remember, you're on a tangent off talking about your voice. Not that I mind. Yeah, no, I did remember that. I did. Although I appreciate it. I do. Because this is still not on the notes that I was supposed to be talking about today. Actually, I do have that written down here somewhere, I'm sure. But because I'm low energy today... Oh, that tastes like medicine. It really tastes like medicine, this juice. Like, it's supposed to be immunity boosting, but it really just tastes like cough syrup. I'm not even convinced that it isn't cough syrup. Yeah, back to my voice. So, a lot of you keep telling me that my voice is... not soothing, but somehow... relaxing. Not comforting like a blanket, but like white noise you fall asleep to. Like, in my family, when I was growing up, we would always have fans running, right? Because we didn't have air conditioners. That was, too expensive for my family at the time. No air conditioning, no central heating or anything like that. It was out in the middle of nowhere, too, so it would have been very hard to get it serviced, if we ever did have it. So no, we were very limited to box fans. And those are those plastic ones. You probably have seen a box fan. Like, they're shaped like a square. They go in windows. They're a fan. They got fan blades. They're a box fan. Now those things make a very distinctive noise. It's kind of chopping motion, right? Goes whoosh, 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 whoosh. And if you fall asleep to that long enough, you kind of get used to it to the point of it being necessary to fall asleep. Not me, mind you. I really didn't fall asleep to them too often. I didn't like to. They're too loud for me. And I don't like the loud. We're gonna pick this as a gamble because I'm waffling. Yeah, okay, good. So, that's essentially what I think my voice is to most people, that whoosh 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 of a box fan that people try and fall asleep to. It's white noise, that's all it is. And I agree, my voice definitely has that kind of cadence to it. It's not so much monotonous, there are minor variations. And there are minor variations to the spinning of a fan blade, if you've ever had a box fan. Again, it goes whoosh, 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 whoosh. So you got those highs, and you've got those lows. And my voice is very consistent most of the time, right? It has that high to low, high to low, high to low. I think that's what people like about my voice. I think so, at least. I don't know. I could be very wrong. But I don't have a deep voice, so I don't think that's what it is. And I don't have a particularly... Well, it's pretty soft. But it isn't that soft. There is definitely some harshness to it. I have abused my voice box, right? Like, I haven't talked for pretty much 8 years, and I'm a smoker, and I drink wine that might be poisonous. And all of that's fine, right? But it's definitely not healthy for my throat, and it never has been. And we're once again stuck with nowhere to go. Let's see. We're gonna take a gamble right here. I think it's gonna be a bomb. Yes, it was a bomb. But I could understand if that's why people like my voice. I don't understand anything else if that's not why people like my voice. I don't like this one. We're gonna restart. And we might actually get into our topics now, yeah? Yeah, was that fun, tangenting like that? I think it was probably fun. Yeah, okay. So, the other day, Hyde did something he doesn't usually do, right? He went to see, let's say a professional. Yeah. He had an appointment about this lingering illness. It's a party. What's a party? You're not invited to my parties. You didn't invite me to yours. Why'd I invite any of you to a party? No. No, I didn't go to a party. I had an appointment, right? And, yeah, it's viral of some sort. Whatever it's in my nose. It's not a sinus infection yet. Or at least, yeah. How much do I say here? I don't really trust the doctors around here. Like, I don't trust doctors in general, but I really don't trust the ones around here. Because if they're around here, they're not good enough to be elsewhere, and that is worrying to me. Right? You asked if a tangent was fun, so I answered that it's a party. A party? Happy birth? Yeah, happy birthday, Hyde. It's not my birthday. No, you're not invited to my parties, sorry. You get 1 day of Hyde a week, and that's it. No celebrations. Why are you clicking those? Please don't. What was I talking about? Doctors. Yeah, I was talking about doctors. I don't trust them around here. Because if they are around here, they're probably not the greatest doctors, I'm sorry to say it. Either that, or they have like a heart of gold, and they're out here in this middle of nowhere doing a public service, you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. Okay, this is fine. Yeah, this is fine. It looked bad, but it's fine. What do we got here? Did you get diagnosed with COVID? No, I do not have COVID this time. Thankfully. Which is great because I've already had COVID once. This what would you call it? Tax quarter? Yeah, let's go with tax quarters. I've already had COVID once this tax quarter. So no, not COVID this time. It seems to be some kind of virus. Not flu, just something in the nose, probably a cold that's overstayed its welcome. You'll have that from time to time when you get to be an old man like me, right? Like, your immune system does not function as well as it used to. Especially if you're a smoker, right? We're very prone to upper respiratory tract illnesses. It's a well-documented thing. Yeah, I don't know about this. So I went out there, I went to the doctor. Nothing we can do, it's a virus. Thankfully they didn't prescribe me antibiotics because they could have. They absolutely could have prescribed me antibiotics. And I know they have for other people who have had viral infections. And not even bronchitis, right? There are some people who argue that if you have COVID or bronchitis or something like that, I really shouldn't be saying the C word. Is it acceptable to be saying the C word now? I mean, it's been a while. I think most of that's probably okay. YouTube won't ban this video. Would it matter if YouTube banned this video? Probably not, right? No one would care. No one would miss it. But yeah, it's not COVID, it's just some other virus. Probably a common cold that just overstayed its welcome. But that's not the story I wanted to tell, right? Like, Hyde cannot tell stories. You are immune to YouTube, for now. I am very much exposed to YouTube, right? Like, do you know how much time I spend on YouTube these days? It's more than I was when I was just, like, consuming YouTube. Being on YouTube as a content creator means you have to be on YouTube as a content creator. Like, my community page, it is completely empty. That is definitely not ideal. But I don't care either, right? I really don't care. I can leave my community page empty and it's fine. It's not really what I'm here for. Oops. I'm really just here for, well, we've already talked about that, so let's not go back into it. Let's talk about doctors again. Let's finish the story, Hyde. So after, I went to the doctor, I was in an area that I really enjoy, right? I really enjoy going out there that way, past the doctor. Because there is a discount grocer. Now, I don't know if any of you have discount grocery stores around, but basically what this one was is they buy all of the turnover stock that's left over when the other stores in the area, they decide we don't want to carry this product anymore. We still have too much of it not to sell it, but we don't want to store it or put it on the shelves because then we can't put the things out that we want to sell. Or they get close to expiration date and they can't sell them anyway. So that discount grocer, they buy them up. They drink their milkshake, right? And it's very interesting to see that because they never have the same products twice. You go in one day and a week later, everything's different. Like, I don't know. Should I talk about that? Yeah, I think I will. How do you guys shop? Like, do you have a list and you go in, like, surgery, in, list, done? Yeah, surgical precision. Is it like that? Because that's how Hyde usually shops, right? Yeah, I usually go like that. I go exactly where my listed items are, I pick them out. I usually carry them in my hands, unless I'm buying, like, a lot of groceries. Oh, man. I really wish that I didn't have to buy groceries as often as I do. Yeah, this is gonna be a grocery stream. I hope you're ready for it. Yeah, I really wish I didn't have to buy groceries as much as I do, because I usually buy things in bulk. Like, I'm talking 25 pounds of sugar, I'm talking like 50 pounds of flour if I can do it. That kind of bulk. Usually I shop with specific recipes in mind. I don't know about recipes. Recipes, you're gonna be I don't know, maybe if you need fresh ingredients, I could see that working out, if you need to buy fresh ingredients. And that's really the problem, I think. Local produce, like fresh carrots, fresh cabbage. That's really what gets me. I have all the staples, like potatoes, you can store those. You can store 50 pounds of potatoes over winter, if you really needed to. In just a cool room. A cool, dark room. Dry, preferably. But not too dry. Your potatoes need a little bit of moisture. Otherwise, it takes the moisture right out of them, right? And that's not ideal either. Yeah, so fresh produce, if you need to buy it for recipes, I could understand that. That sounds like a very surgical, targeted, precise way of buying groceries. But not everybody does it like that, right? There are people who go out there, and they just go through everything in the store. They go down one aisle, up the next, down the other, up the next, down the other. And I never really do that in a normal grocery store, because that's how they get you. They put all of these nice things at the end of these aisles, and it tricks your market, or it tricks your lizard brain through marketing, right? Because if you think about it, think about your local grocery store. How many chocolate bars or candy sections are at the very end of an aisle? Or at the very beginning of an aisle? Pretty much all of them, if you think about it. Go ahead, think about it for a second. That sounds like more time being exposed to people. Yeah, I hear you there. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. Like I said, I do not like how often I have to buy groceries when I'm buying things in bulk. But it's not like I can get groceries delivered here. I can't. There are no grocery deliverers here. No. So fresh produce, I have to go and get. There's no getting around it. I could freeze any meat that I wanted to freeze, right? Yeah, I have a lot of frozen meat. I have a lot of frozen vegetables. But if I want something fresh, I have to go out and get it. That's the real shame of it. Yeah. Now, my local grocery stores, this isn't on the list either, have been doing something very interesting as of late. They've been changing the layout for all of their items pretty much every single week. Like, nothing stays consistent. And I think it's genius, right? They've got people walking around the store trying to find what they're looking for, yeah? So now people are getting into those aisles and they're buying the impulse buy items that their lizard brains tell them, hey, this is flashy, it has an anime character on it, buy it, huh? Huh? You want it? You want it, yeah. And they keep doing that, and it is very annoying, because as a shopper, I just want to buy what I need. But they don't want me to do that. They are not working for me as a consumer or customer. They see me as some kind of mark for their scam, I guess. Like, they're not making enough money. They want more money from Hyde. I get it, okay? It's capitalism, it's fine. But that is just such awful customer service. It boggles my brain how they're getting away with it. I might just start shopping somewhere else, even if it's a longer drive, right? I guess I'm lucky I can get frozen meat and fresh vegetables and herbs delivered on the same day easily to my doorstep. Very lucky. I could not do that. In fact, I don't even have fast food places around here, like pizza shops that would deliver out here. No, that's a lie. There is one pizza shop that would deliver out here. One. Exactly one. And you better believe I'd be paying for it. Like, more than standard rates. And it'd probably be cold, too. Like, I hate that. I hate getting cold, like, delivery food. That's the worst. Because there's nothing you can do about it. You can't complain. They already left. And, you know, you kind of expect it when you're out, as far as I am. Anime girl on cup noodles instant buy. Yeah, right there. Right there, they got you. They got your number. They know exactly what'll make you buy something. It's really clever marketing. Very dirty, though. It feels wrong. Industrialized findom. Yeah, it is very much financial domination. But, I don't know if there's a sexual element in it. You know, maybe there is a sexual element for the people at the top of these corporations. Maybe they enjoy it when people get lost in their maze-like stores. Oh god, let me tell you something. Like, the local grocery store, they are literally turning it into a labyrinth. They have blocked off the ends of certain aisles, so that you have to go around one way, and you can't go out the other. You have to go back through on the other side. I get it. It's so people look at both sides of the aisle, but do you know how... Oh, it just makes me so angry. I hate it. I hate it. Now, my discount grocer doesn't do that. The discount grocer, they stock the same items, or at least similar items, in the same places. The canned goods are always in the canned goods aisle. Like, the tableware stuff is always in the tableware stuff aisle. The fresh produce is always in the fresh produce sections. There's no fuss, there's no muss. It's exactly where you'd expect it to be. Every single time. The only thing that changes is what the products actually are. And again, it comes down to whatever was turned over by the other stores, which I don't like to buy from anymore because they keep annoying me, right? I think that's fair. Not supporting a business that does that to you, that treats you like some kind of herded cattle. Yeah, I don't like that. So that was my tangent. I don't actually, I don't mind walking through every single aisle of the discount grocer. And that's very unusual, right? Because again, I am very precise with what I usually tend to shop for. I get exactly what I need, usually nothing less. Maybe a candy bar. Like, you always go for a candy bar at the checkout counter, right? But I kind of expect that. I kind of just factor that into my buys. Yeah. They do that in some malls here. Make the layout intentionally confusing, right? It's like they're designing a castle for siege warfare, right? Like, you gotta hide the king somewhere. They can't get to the king. No, I hate it. I really do. That's just another reason not to go outside to shop anymore. Like, they keep saying Zoomers are killing malls. The millennials killed malls. No. No, you know who killed malls? The people who own malls. By doing things like that. So, back onto the story about this grocery store. I do walk down every single aisle. Even the pet food aisle, right? Like, I usually don't stop in pet food aisles. I usually just pick up what I need from a pet food aisle. But I will walk down the pet food aisle and see what kind of different snacks they have. You know, the usual stuff. Not for anyone in particular. Like, I do like the Friskies treats. They taste fantastic with a little bit of milk. Yeah. But that's a tangent for another day, right? Now, one of the favorite things that I like to buy there, and I usually do, if they have it, I'll pick it up immediately, is, they have these discount fruits, right? I'm sure you've seen a lot of fruits in, I don't know, in your life, I guess. But, in grocery stores that kinda have a tiny blemish on them, or they kinda look like they have a bruise, or they're a little misshapen. No, I want you to imagine something 10 times more bruised, 10 times more misshapen, 10 times more rotten. And that's what I like to buy. I like to buy the discount fruits. Because I'm gonna turn them into wine anyway, right? What's it matter if out of a pound of strawberries in a container, maybe an ounce of them is rotten? Oh, sorry. For you metric folks out there, a pound is, an American pound. Yeah. Yeah, look that up. Now, the other day, when I was out after the doctor visit, I went and I looked through their discount fruits. They do that. Cat treat tasting stream in the future? No, sorry. I am not tasting the cat treats. No, thank you. Okay. So, I bought... They had, like, a dozen pounds Yeah, that makes sense, right? A dozen pounds. 12 pounds of strawberries on discount. And they were half price. They were 50 cents for a pound. Yeah, I'll repeat the joke here. For you metrics out there, that's 50 American cents, not Canadian, per American pound. Also, not British. Now you can convert that into newtons or fig newtons if you want. Hyde's not going to do the math. Hyde does not like math. In fact, I kind of hate math, right? Math is too logical. Logic just, The universe is not a logical place. It's very irrational. Or maybe just the human perception of it is irrational, right? The human perception of the universe is what's irrational. We're gonna take a gamble here. Yeah, we gambled right. I don't like to gamble either. Hyde is not a gambler. His only vices are nicotine, caffeine, alcohol, and maybe sloth. Yeah, I would probably count me as a sloth even though I don't like sloths. Do you like sloths? I really don't. I hate wet sloths too. Like, not sloths as in biblical sloths. I've seen the movie Seven, and gluttony looked a lot worse than sloth. But, yeah. What is that face about? Yeah, okay. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, okay. Smile face. Yeah, ha ha ha. Ha ha, he made a bad joke. Ha 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 ha. Alright, I was talking about berries, wasn't I? Yeah, hold on a second, let me take a sip. My mind is really all over the place today. Yeah, I don't know if I would have been streaming if, I didn't have a lack of content in my channel lately. I probably wouldn't be. I'm still not there. So back to those berries. I bought them at 50 cents a pound, and I bought about 6 pounds of them. There were some with a few spots of mold on some of the berries, but most of them are fine, you know? It's not like they're bad. Most of them are fine. Still firm, still ripe, still not rotten. Now there might be some mold spores growing on the surface, I don't know. It just never hurt me before when I've made wine out of them. And I've gotten way worse stuff there. Like this one time, I bought 6 or 7 pounds of mandarin oranges. I've never even heard of mandarin oranges being good for wine. Apparently it is. Apparently they are. And, yeah, I got very lucky because I really liked the mandarin orange wine. It was very unique. Yeah. If you've ever made or tasted any kind of wine made from oranges or, even limes. I don't like limes either. In fact, I just don't like limes. Sorry. I don't like limes. Have you ever heard of watermelons being good for... You're doing that thing I do, with that smiley face, where you know exactly the answer to that question because I've already discussed it in one of my videos. Okay. I'll tell the watermelon story. I should not say the watermelon story. I'll tell the watermelon wine story. There are plenty of watermelon stories. So yes, I have attempted to make watermelon wine. And here's the thing about watermelon wine. Watermelon juice spoils very rapidly. And it isn't like, it's gone a little off. No, it gets this bacterial film growing in it, because watermelons are practically just water and sugar. So this wild bacteria turns it into a jelly. It is literally like a gel. Think about a very runny... I don't know if you people actually have Jell-O. Do you have Jell-O products, or do you call those jellies? Like Australians, I know Australians call what we call Jell-O jellies. Like dino jellies. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Jell-O. Like the dessert that you put in a cup or it's in a cup. Yeah, it comes in cups. You can also buy it from pouches. Practically just water and sugar, but those are wine ingredients. You know what's not a wine ingredient? Bacteria. If you get bacteria in your wine, you've got problems. But I'll tell you this, bacteria can be very useful for making sour beers, or sour wines, I guess. But not that, no. Did you know that? When you get a sour beer or a sour wine, that's usually fermented with wild yeasts and bacteria. It'll form what's called a pellicle over your fermentation vessel, like the surface of the wine or the beer or whatever it is. And it kind of seals itself in, like the grossest version of plastic wrap you can imagine. And it really does look awful. Like it just congeals over the surface. Like, have you ever let grease cool in a pan? That's what like the surface looks like. And that's pretty much what's happening, right? These molds and bacteria are just creating this mat to keep the oxygen out. It's very useful. It's a very interesting modality of life, but at the same time, it is disgusting and I hate it. Luckily, I have not had anything form a pellicle on any of my wines. I have had things form pellicles when I've been lacto-fermenting vegetables, because I do that. In fact, I have a bunch of radishes that I've been meaning to ferment, just haven't done it yet. I don't know if any of you would be interested in seeing fermentation happen in vegetables. It's a very simple process if you've never done it. You've just got to get the ratio of salt to water right for whatever vegetable you're trying to lacto-ferment. That's not quite true. There are a few variables that you do need to control, right? You've got to control the temperature so you're not getting too hot or too cold to kill whatever is fermenting your vegetables. You've got to get the salt right. In fact, if you can avoid it, avoid iodized salt when you're fermenting vegetables. The iodine, in fact, is not great for bread yeast either. So get uniodized salt if your diet will allow you to not have iodine in your salt. Yeah, so take iodine tablets if you need those. So are we gonna make a homunculus? Have you seen those Russian YouTube videos about the guy who said he made homunculus? Like the homunculi guy. With the little clay figures that look like they move. Do you know how he said he did that? He said he did it the traditional way you make a homunculus, yeah? You know how you make a homunculus traditionally? It's gross. It is very gross. Sip time. Okay. Anyone with a weak stomach or who does not want to hear unsay-so things, please cover your ears now. I will give you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to create one from America to fight the Russian homunculus like a Pokemon battle. That'd be pretty cool, actually. I could see that being very fun. Oh, I should have probably given a signal for when to uncover your ears. That's fine. No one's gonna care. Yeah, okay. Your ear is open, I guess. I'll do this when it's time to unclose. Yeah? And now I just closed everything. Fantastic. So, the way you traditionally would make a homunculus would be to take semen from a donor and inject that into an unfertilized chicken egg. It didn't have to be chicken, but it tended to be chicken. And then you would put a little bit of wax over wherever you injected that from, so that it would be nice and sealed, and you'd put that in a dark place for, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 weeks, until it would get nice and rotten. Yeah? That's what would happen. Okay, we're good. You can open your ears now if you have them closed. So basically, this Russian dude just did that, and ended up with a bunch of rotten eggs. But somehow, he tricked through puppetry the entirety of YouTube into believing he had actually made homunculi. Kinky. Yeah, I know, right? Nice and rotten. You weren't supposed to be listening. Yeah, no. That was not say-so talk. Okay? Why am I talking about the Russian homunculus guy? How did I get here in life? You ever ask yourself that? How did I get here in life? Because I've been asking myself that increasingly. Yeah. No, I'm fine. I was talking about groceries, wasn't I? How did I get to Russian homunculus? Oh, right, the watermelon story. Okay, yeah. No, the thing about making watermelon wine... Are none of you worried about this? Like, the old man is just rambling back and forth from topic to topic. I do apologize. That just tickled my fancy there. I'm sorry. I need a drink. Oh, I've been sober for too long. This is non-alcoholic. I have been off of alcohol. He's doing it again. He's doing it again. Sen's fault. Please ramble more. Go on. I'm going to have dementia in my later years. Like, I don't have too much longer to go between here and my later years, but... if you guys encourage me to ramble any more than I already do, I am absolutely going to have dementia in my later years. What was I talking about? The watermelon story. We're going to talk about the watermelon wine. Please do not stop me. I am going to talk about the watermelon wine I tried to make. So, I did boil it to try and kill anything that was already in it. I boiled it for a good hour, which is more than you really need to. In fact, you really shouldn't boil it for that long. You should only sterilize it. If you boil it for any longer than you have to, you drive off a lot of the volatile aromatic compounds. And the volatile aromatic compounds are what give things flavor and smell, right? They're the things being released, the chemicals being released from a substance. So like gasoline has a lot of volatile aromatic compounds. In fact, we rely on that for combustion engines. Yeah, we burn those volatile aromatic compounds because they combust at a much lower temperature than something like, say, kerosene. So it's very much easy to... We're not talking about a combustion engine, Hyde. Tell the watermelon story already. Okay. So, I made watermelon wine, right? Or I tried to. The first day, it was fine. I boiled it. Not gel. I put the yeast in. It's called pitching yeast. I pitched the yeast, I put the sugar in, and I let it go. It was all sterilized, so the only time that there was any actual bacteria that could have gotten into it was when I was transferring it from my boiling pot to my fermentation vessel. Nothing else would make sense, because I sterilized everything chemically. That sounds wrong, doesn't it? Sterilizing things chemically? Like, that sounds like I'm some kind of doctor in, like, a movie. And not the good kind. The kind that looks like it's in black and white, and is very bleak, and you're on the wrong side of the war. That kind. What was it? Watermelon wine, right? Hyde? Yeah, This is not on the list either. This is not on the list. Hyde's losing it tonight. Okay. So the day after that, I wake up, I check my wine, I aerate it, right? When you make wine, wine has an anaerobic cycle, which means it does not require oxygen, and it has an aerobic cycle, which means it does require oxygen. So if you want good wine, you have to mediate between anaerobic respiration and aerobic respiration on your yeast. Otherwise you get bad flavors. So yeah. Also, the oxygen does help them reproduce, so you'll get faster growing yeast colonies if you aerate them. So I do like to stir them. That's always a good option, right? Yeah, I think so. So the day I wake up, I try and do that, but I notice something, right? Just below the layer that's on the surface is this huge mat of slime. And it looks like melted jello. Yeah, I remember this topic now. We talked about jello. I don't know if you guys know what jello is. It's an American product. Yeah, it's very West. I really shouldn't say West, because Europe doesn't really call it Jello either. They call them jellies. So if you know them as jellies, yeah, they're jellies. But yeah, they're bacterial mats, is what they are. And they're really gross, right? So I had to dump that whole thing. A whole gallon of watermelon wine just went down the drain. Except for the goo. The goo stayed above the drain. Like, I could not dump that down the drain. That would clog my drain, even if I have a garbage disposal. Oh, that's a fun fact. Euros call it just gel, I think. Yeah, okay, I could see that because of gelatin, right? Like, you would call it gelatins. I don't know. Americans are cute, right? We put O at the end of products. Like, I don't know. What do we have, like, Apple-O's? Have you ever seen Apple-O's? They're a knockoff of Apple Jacks, the cereal. I don't know. I don't know how many of you actually know about American breakfast cereals. Probably not many of you. No. Like Cheerios. You probably know Cheerios. Those are the common one. Cheerios. Of course, Cheerios. I was talking about wines, though, wasn't I? I don't know. Let me check my notes real quick here, okay? We were talking about... Oh yeah, strawberries, okay. Oh, my brain's not here tonight. This might be an early stream, yeah? Like, I don't know if I'll be able to pull off 2 hours with my brain in this condition. So I bought 6 pounds of strawberries. And that is exactly what you probably need for 1.5 gallons of wine. A lot of people say that you only need 3 pounds of fruit per gallon of wine. I don't like that. I think it makes it too watery. You don't get enough flavor. So I really try and push for 5 or 6 pounds of fruit per 1.5 gallons or so. And that'll get you a pure gallon of wine by the end of it. Maybe one of these days I've stopped playing Minesweeper entirely. Maybe one of these days I'll make a video. But then I'd have to show my hands. That's probably fine, I could get gloves. Yeah, maybe one of these days I'll make a video. Okay, yeah. I'll make a video explaining how I make wines. I'll show you the process. It would be a month-long process, right? Because making wine is not something you do overnight. It takes weeks in between steps. You've got to rack it off the lees at least a couple times, depending on what the wine is. Yeah? So we'll see about that. I don't know. Oh yeah, I have another joke written down here. When I was buying this fruit, someone came up to me, right? Like, that's problem number 1, someone coming up to me, a stranger coming up to me in a grocery store. Don't like that. Please don't do it. Like, you don't need to talk to me. I'm just out there buying my groceries, right? That's not the joke I wrote down, by the way. That's just me telling you what I feel when I'm grocery shopping. Please do not talk to me when I'm grocery shopping, yeah? Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't harass people when they're out doing whatever they need to do. I don't understand why they get the idea that they need to harass me when I'm just out there buying groceries. Especially if I'm out there picking over the discount fruits. Like, who else is gonna do that? Is someone else gonna buy some moldy fruit? Actually, yeah, they might. You know, a lot of people buy the bad fruit for their hogs around here. There are a couple hog farms. And hogs around here eat pretty well. They'll eat just about anything, right? And please, no Snatch movie references. I like the movie, but please, it's overdone. I am stopping myself from making that reference right now. But yeah, there are a lot of hog farms, so a lot of people do buy... The produce around here doesn't get wasted often. It usually goes to a place that can use it. Whether it's a local composting place, or it's hog farms and chicken feed. It gets used. We're not very wasteful around here, which is very nice compared to most American places. Like big cities, you get a lot of food waste. And I really think that's a shame, you know? I think people really need to find uses for all that food waste, because there are plenty. Do you know how depleted soil gets when you grow even just celery? And celery is mostly water, right? Watery and cellulose, which is just sugar. C6H, C6H, is it H10 or H12? Probably H12O6. I think that's right. It's been a long time since, I guess that would have been biology. Like, Hyde is not a biological science major. But, yeah, that was around photosynthesis. I want to say AP Bio, but it might have been AP Chemistry in high school. Yeah. Hard to say, probably one or the other. I did take a little organic chem in college, but nah, probably not there. Maybe health class, I don't know. Do you guys have health classes? In America, we had like 2 years of health class. It's very strange. Like, you relearn the same things, like how many bones are in the human body. Do you know how many bones are in the human body? 2006? 2006. Yeah, I could make it 2006. You want 2006 bones in your human body? I can do a few, or a few breaks, you know? But, 206 or 208. I can't remember. That's not including teeth, I don't think. Like, do you include teeth as bones? They really ought to be included as bones. I can't remember. Probably not, right? Most people probably do not include teeth as bones, but they are bony protrusions growing out of a jaw. And a jaw is a bone. Yeah. Well, technically there are 2 bones. There's the mandible, which is free floating on the bottom, and then the upper jaw, which is attached to the, cheek and whatever bones that is. I don't think that was in the song. The teeth bones are connected to the jaw bones, which are connected to the cheek bones. I don't know. Yeah. I was talking about, Fig Newtons, probably, right? You guys like Fig Newtons? I kinda like Fig Newtons. Like, when I was a kid, I used to think Fig Newtons were these terrible cookies. Can I do that with a straight face? Can I just tangent off into something that was completely unrelated? Probably not. Hey, we got lucky. I was very much waffling there because I did not have any moves. Yeah, I used to really hate Fig Newtons as a kid. It's one of those strange things, right? Hey chat, we got a lot of bones, so if you want money, you can sell some bones to pay your debt. No one's buying bones, though. That's the problem, right? Everyone wants kidneys. Like, I probably shouldn't tell that story because it'd be a dox. But let's fudge the facts a little. I'm going to tell you a story which is not entirely accurate. And I want you to know, beforehand, it is not entirely accurate, okay? There are some fabrications in this following story. I once knew a person whose father had 5 kidneys inside of his body. That is not the fabrication, that is the truth. Because when they do surgery to transplant a new kidney, they often do not remove the old ones. They kinda shrivel up and atrophy when they stop functioning, and that clears some space in like the thoracic cavity that you can put a few new organs in there if you really had to. And this man apparently had done exactly that. Could you imagine that in America? Like getting 5 extra kidneys or something? Okay, it would be 3 extra kidneys, unless he was born with some weird number of kidneys. Like, most times in America, you get one chance at an extra kidney. Maybe 2, if you're lucky, and, you know, you have a donor who's related or something. They might give you a kidney. But in America, you get 1. 2 if you're very lucky. He had 3 extra kidneys. How crazy is that? A guy walking around with 5 kidneys in his body. Very strange. But again, that's where the money is. In the kidneys. They also pay fairly well for, liver lobes. And those grow back, to some degree. Or at least, you don't really need all of them. Unless you're drinking a lot. Which is ironic, because usually the people who need liver transplants either had viral hepatitis, which is a sad story. It's very sad and sympathetic, because that's not always because of drugs or prison tattoos, right? Sometimes you just catch hepatitis. It's sad. It happens. The world's a cruel place sometimes, right? It's not fair. I don't like it. But it is what it is. Or it's cirrhosis from alcohol. Actually, that's not necessarily true. Like, there are a lot of cirrhosis patients who aren't necessarily from alcohol. There are autoimmune diseases and fatty liver tissue diseases. It's not all self-inflicted, right? The number of alcoholics out there who need new livers, it's pretty high. But it's not the only case, right? I don't want to paint that as the case. That's not a fabrication either. Oh, yesterday was the Oshi day. I don't know who say that, but who is your Oshi and why is a VTuber with a kidney so close. If there were a kidney-chan out there, maybe I'd Oshi her. I don't know. Him, maybe, I don't know. Probably not. I'm happy with my picks, right? Like, my original Oshi was, Takanashi Kiara, right? Oh, belated happy Oshi day to whoever my Oshi is. Yeah, same. Yeah, my original Oshi was Takanashi Kiara, right? And let me tell you a little bit about that. Hyde was very new to VTubers when Takanashi Kiara debuted. Like, he'd watched... I'm gonna take my hand off of the box here, by which I mean the mouse. I watched a lot of the Aqua and Miko clips that were translated and subbed. Yes, he's a filthy clip watcher, I know. Do your reps, Hyde, do your reps. Reps would start from 0. I'm not doing reps at this age, I'm sorry. My brain is already fried. You've watched me for over an hour now. You know exactly how much I would struggle with, moon runes, as it were. So, I was probably watching clips for maybe a month or two before Myth got announced. I was very much excited to see Myth announced because I thought, hey, this is pretty cute. Like, you're combining anime with streaming. That's pretty cute. I like that. Let's see how it works out. And yeah, I was there for the debuts. I was absolutely there for the debuts. Too late, no reps, yeah. That's how it is. So I watched her debut. I absolutely did not like her. Like, I apologize, Kiara, but I didn't like you. And if you look at my Twitter, it's kind of ironic, because I do have some tweets from that era, and one of them was from her Heart Challenger chocolate white day thing or whatever, the Valentine's Day thing, where you had to make chocolates and submit them. Yeah, I submitted one. It's on my Twitter. You can dig for it if you want. And she saw it, and she absolutely roasted me. I made it from scratch, so that's not cool, Kiara. But no, her debut, it wasn't the scuff. Her mic was also so scuffed for her debut and for several streams. I don't think it was her mic that got me. You know what actually got me? I didn't understand idol culture. Okay? I was a filthy casual who did not understand idols. And she introduced herself very clearly as an idol. And I thought, can you really do that? Can you just say, hey, I'm an idol. Treat me like an idol now. I thought that was arrogance. I didn't know any better. When in reality, she was just saying, hey, I'm going to embody what it means to be an idol. So please treat me as you would someone who wants to be an idol. You see the difference in that? Oh, Kiara is the most idol of Yen. Yes, exactly. That's why I didn't like her. That, and yeah, her voice was kind of grating. But that grew on me, okay? Her voice did grow on me, and she did soften it up. Well, technically she didn't soften it up, right? Her voice was always the same, right? Yeah. Wink wink, nudge nudge. But yeah, I think she did soften it up. Her mic was fixed. She got a new mic, was what it was, right? She got a new mic. I watched her second stream because I thought, okay, well, this is just an act, alright? This is them showing their character. So maybe she's a different person. No. The second stream was the same thing. And I think the second stream was, the egg stream with the game where you're carrying the egg on a chicken's back. Something broken hardest 2. Egg is broken hardest 2. Something like that. Huh? yeah. And yeah. I don't know what that's to. But yeah, I watched that. I still thought the same. I don't really like her attitude. I won't watch her. And I did that for a couple, I don't know, days, weeks maybe, until she had a really scuffed Minecraft stream, right? Her manager Minecraft, or manager PC Minecraft stream, all the way back then. I gave her a chance then. I was like, you know what? It's been a couple weeks. Maybe her nerves have died down. Maybe I can see exactly who she actually is. And I think I did. You know? I think anyone who watched that stream actually saw who Takanashi Kiara was. Clueless. I don't mean clueless. I was clueless. I think she was the kind of person who tried. She persevered despite hardships, you know? And I think I started to understand exactly what it meant for someone to be an idol. To embody what it means to be an idol. You have to keep persevering. Even when everything is falling or falling apart around you, you just have to keep trying. That's what I think an idol is. That's how I think of them now, you know? They're people who put in the effort. They're people you want to cheer for. They're people you want to support. That's what it means to be an idol. And she was very much in need of support at that time. She was the lowest. No one wants to talk about numbers, but yeah, it's true. Her numbers were the worst, and it wasn't entirely her fault. Okay, numbers don't matter anyway, but it's never nice to see that, especially if people are talking about you that way. Please do not ever talk about numbers to any of your Oshis or Idol fans, or any of it. Please do not. It's never a good thing. Like, you can do it around here, you can tell me exactly what you want to say about numbers around here. Hyde won't care. Hyde's an old man. He's doing this for fun for the most part. Yeah? He doesn't actually believe anything's gonna come out of this. But please do not talk to anyone who might be fragile about numbers. Like, a lot of people just wouldn't care. And I think Kiara was one of those types who probably should not have been talked to about numbers. Just please do not talk to Kiara about numbers. That simple. But yeah, she had a lot of problems. She was living in that weird house in Japan with the rats, and all of her technology was scuffed or broken or borrowed. And she really had a meltdown, right? She cried. It was very humanizing. Hyde doesn't mind people crying, right? Crying is very much human. It's not something to be stigmatized. It's not something to be shamed. Crying is human. If you need to cry, cry. Like, I haven't cried in probably... When was 2018? No, it was before that. When was 2016? That was 4 plus 3, 7, almost 8 years. Yeah, that was the last time. It's been 8 years. Initially, she kept blaming her early game choices for those. Yeah, I really don't know if that's what it was. Like, there were a lot of things working against her. I really don't want to get into any of it, but there were a lot of things working against her. Math hate gang, math hate gang. Oh no, rats. We're the rats. Yeah? Yeah, rats. No, It was that Minecraft stream when she actually cried for her viewers, and she was just like, I just don't know what to do. That was very humanizing. I saw someone for the first time. I saw her as a person. Not as this character, but as a person who was trying to be an idol. You know, there's a difference between a character who asserts themselves as an idol and a person trying to be an idol. And that very much shaped how I treated VTubers for the rest of the time since then. Or at least I think it did. I think it was healthy for me to see that. I mean, I'm sorry it happened to her. She seems like a nice girl, right? And I really am sorry that she had such a rough experience. But I think it was necessary for my growth. Yeah, it's all about me. The world revolves around Hyde. No, I think it was beneficial for my growth. And it might have been beneficial for her own that it happened. Yeah. So yeah, I did end up being a big fan of Takanashi Kiara. I used to watch every stream, I used to get myself involved in pretty much every one of her whatever it was she was doing at the time. Until about Council came out. Yeah, Council. At least she is good now? Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, as a fan, I don't think she actually needed me there anymore. And I understand that. Like, you've got to move on to people who need support at some point, I guess. I don't know. If they're just your Oshi, and you're just someone nameless in the crowd, your support's always going to matter, right? But there are people you could support who need it more than she does. And again, this is only if you're just a fan in the crowd. Yeah. So I moved on because she was in a good place. She had more fans, she had more support. So I really just moved on to someone who needed it more. And that happened to be... no, it's not that bad. Like, I did super chat a few times. But no, it's not that bad. At least she's good now, and KFP are the most powerful fan base of EN. Yeah, no, I'm actually... Yeah. I am very happy for how everything turned out for Kiara. I'm very glad for her. I'm really... Like, she deserved it, okay? She still deserves it. Out of all of the EN members, I think she probably still deserves it the most. Because she is the most idol out of all of them. She is the one who embodies it the most. The perseverance and the effort, the willingness to keep going even when everything is falling down around her. Yeah. I'll always admire her for that. There won't ever be a time I won't. And that'll always color my own ideas about VTubing. But I did move on. And I moved on to Sana, who was very much in a similar boat, right? Sana debuted. She had a very strong debut. Like those videos? Oh, the videos she made were fantastic. And her model... it's not my cup of tea, I'll be honest with you. It really isn't. But... yeah, for whatever reason, people did not like Sana. Right? And yeah, oh no. Yeah, we all know what happened to Sana. I don't... I don't know what to say about Sana. I really liked Sana, okay? I really liked her personality. When she did stream, I really liked her cheerfulness. Even when she wasn't very happy herself. I think that really embodied being an idol too. Like, she could have been an idol. But I always got the feeling that she wasn't necessarily happy. And that kind of made me a little unhappy, you know? Like, I don't like seeing people unhappy if they're doing something that makes them unhappy. Hyde does not like seeing it. But, sometimes you have to do it, and I understand if you have to do it. You've got to make compromises in your own life somewhere, right? And that just happened to be where she made a compromise. But she couldn't make it for long, I guess. And I don't blame her. As one of her fans, as someone who, if you look through my Twitter, Senpai noticed me. Sana definitely retweeted something that I did. You can look at it, you can find it. I am that guy. So, she'll always be one of my Oshis too, but I've accepted that it's no longer the same thing, right? She's gone. She's gone. The chosen one. Yeah, well, it's not really chosen. Like, I baked a Sanolite. That's what I did. Senpai noticed me because I made a bread dog out of actual bread. Yeah, it was fun. I don't regret being a Sanolite. I actually very much enjoyed it. It's very sad that it ended, but I was very happy that she became happier ending it. You know, it's one of those tough things in life. You want to see people happy because they've made you happy. Right? Isn't there a little element to that? I think there is. So, I've been Oshi-less for a long time because I gave up Kiara. I didn't want to have another Oshi after Sana. It was just... no, I couldn't do it. There was that realization that they would just disappear one day. And, it's not anything that really made me too sad, but it did make me feel like there was no point in having another Oshi. You know? Because they will just disappear one day. And it could be any day. It's a lot like death, in a way. Like, we talked about mortality in the last stream, in Thanatology, and how death really comes for all of us in the end. Unless there's some kind of quantum immortality and we shift from a timeline where we died to one where we didn't. I don't know. It seems like we apparently die someday. And yeah, we don't really know when that's going to happen. So if we don't prepare for it in the here and now, while we're still conscious and aware and able to do it, we never may. And that's kind of sad too. Well, it's not really sad, because if you think about it, there are some people who die blissfully ignorant of their own deaths. Like, it's a common anime trope to be hit by a truck in Isekai, right? You get hit by a truck, you get sent to a new world. I think that's actually one of the better ways to die. Instant, painless, clean. So, yeah, you remain ignorant of your own impending doom. You don't have to dwell on it. It's just one of those things that happens. Now, this is what many people would call a morbid topic, but it really isn't. It's thanatology, right? We're all mortals, and you need to embrace, or not embrace, but you need to at least confront that. If you don't confront it now while you're able to, you may never get the chance. If you've ever read, I think it was Tolstoy. Yeah, The Death of Ivan Ilyich. If you've never read that, I recommend it wholeheartedly. It's a very short book. It's one of his shorter works, and it's written kind of as a joke about a judge he didn't like. Yeah, so he was writing about some guy he didn't like, dying a slow and painful death, and going through the dying process. And it's one of the best books until the last chapter. I really don't like the last chapter of The Death of Ivan Ilyich, but the rest of the book is fantastic if you need to confront your own mortality. I think there are a lot of valuable life lessons in The Death of Ivan Ilyich. Yeah? Yeah. Now, I don't know how we got onto this topic about death. Oh, right, Oshi Day. Yeah, happy Oshi Day, right? Sorry for the downer. I've just had really weird... You know what? No, I was wrong. Hyde misspoke. His Oshi has always been Genma. His Oshi has always been Genma. Genma, if you're out there, yeah, you are my Oshi in Hololive. Yeah. Not anymore, though, because I haven't watched Hololive in... You know, I haven't watched any Hololive streams in probably 3 months now. Ever since I started producing content daily. It's been... like, all of my free time has gone into this. I don't have any free time anymore. It's very strange. I'm not unhappy about it. It's kind of fun, actually. Not having to worry. Sometime I think about how the time flies and watch videos from 12 to 13 years ago. What I saw live, lol. Group of friends playing and everyone's gone now. Oh man, that's a feel, isn't it? That's a feel. I can definitely relate to that. Like, I didn't keep any videos, but I used to play with, a group of people on my Steam friends list on TF2. And I guess that would have been 10 years ago now. Oh, maybe even 11. A full decade and then some. Time flies. And I haven't talked to any of them, despite spending pretty much my entire summers with them. Like, I didn't know any of them. They were just people I met in the game. And now they don't even know what happened to me. Like, I'm gone. I'm the one who left. That's sad. Thank you for sharing your Hololive Oshi story. It's beautiful how you came to realize things about Kiara and how much you like Sana. I appreciate you feeling that way. I really do. Yeah, I gave up on Oshis for a long time. I think I'm in a better place now. Maybe I'll get that Oshi. Yeah? Yeah, I think I will. Yeah. I'll get there eventually. Make a new Oshi. Yeah. Someone new to support. Hyde can do it. Hyde's trying to be more human, right? He'll do it. There are people who need it. And someday that will happen to every VTuber group. And there goes the happiness I was feeling. Happiness gone. All that positivity drained. Down the drain, down the garbage disposal. No, Senmath, that's not on you. Prior to me knowing you watched Hololive before, since you don't talk about it in your content or recent social media, I was always a bit curious how you came across the community. Yeah, that's fun, right? So, 2000, I don't know, what was that, 18? I don't know. I was very much burnt out from my job at the time. Yeah, I've had a lot of burnout jobs. And, I pretty much just decided I need something to distract myself. I need something cute and not too heavy on the brain issues. Like, please don't make me think. Please let me just enjoy something for a moment. I really shouldn't be talking about downer topics, but that's pretty much how I fell into the rabbit hole. By the way, I can recommend you one Oshi. You, Senmath? You think you can be my Oshi? Make an Oshi. Make one out of chicken, egg, and... Yeah, Homunculus-chan will be my Oshi. Yeah, Homunculus-chan. I thought that'd be pretty weird, right? Like, I'd be her father. So could I actually Oshi her? Or would I be like Paco? Paco. Nope. Rura is a good Oshi option. Is a Carnotaurus who's made from bubblegum and mint. Sen? I don't know, Sen. I've always been more of an invertebrate fan. The fact that she has a backbone might be a deal breaker, I don't know. You know what I mean, Sen? If you have a backbone, things are just... doesn't even have an exoskeleton. Like, maybe her arm could be considered an exoskeleton because her skeleton is literally on the outside. But that's only because her flesh is gone, right? Roratoris cut that bone. That heart's in the way. Yeah. Cut that bone. Yeah, okay, Hyde's probably gonna be calling it here soon, but, that was very much a downer ending, wasn't it? Thanks, Sen. Yeah, she's a good choice. And you know what, Sen? You might be a good choice, too. I hope someone Oshis you someday. Because that's the Oshi wish, right? I think everybody really deserves to be Oshi. Hardworking people especially. Like, I'm not hardworking enough to be an Oshi. I don't think I've done what Kiara has done. I don't think I deserve that yet. And I've certainly not brought enough smiles to people's faces like Sana has. I am not that ball of positivity. So I really don't think I deserve to be an Oshi. But someday I might. Weird. Time is too powerful. Weird ending? Yeah, it is a weird ending, because, I've just been staring at this blank screen with, Minesweeper not even playing. I essentially talked about how I fell in the rabbit hole, right? You're hardworking? I'm not that hardworking. Like, if you knew, it's not that hard to do what I'm doing. These shorts I've been putting out have been some of the laziest content I've been putting out. I maybe spend a couple hours on editing per day, and it's not pure editing, right? It's also me waiting on things to be rendered, and then uploading and waiting on things to be uploaded. So a couple hours a day isn't really all that hardworking. Like, Kiara definitely worked harder than me when she first started out. And I think even before she started out as Kiara, she worked pretty hard. Although I probably shouldn't say much more than that. Yeah? Yeah, okay. Hyde's gonna call it here. It was fun, you know? I gotta save my notes. You guys are not gonna get to see my notes. Sorry about that. It was very fun. It was a bad ending. It was very sad. But, yeah, I don't regret any of this. Let me just say that. I do not regret any of what has happened in my journey as a PNGtuber. Everything has happened because I've lived up to the morals and values that I have, right? I've worked as hard as I have, even if it's not enough, because I feel like people deserve to have someone who's making content be a person who's living up to those kind of ethics when we're talking hard work. I don't really see myself living up to the standards I've set for myself, but I am trying. Like, if you like my content, I am going to try for you, okay? I am going to try and give you good content to the best of my abilities every week. Because there are no free fans, right? Fans are not free. And I'm not calling any of you in the audience fans, because, yeah, we're friends, right? Yeah, friends. Yeah, okay. Hyde's done being mushy for today. It was very fun, you know? But, I think that's what we're gonna call it. My voice is given out, and my juice is empty. So, thanks for coming. Hyde loves you all. Yes, Hyde loves you. Now we're going to end it. Goodbye. Hyde out. Bloop.